Hello,
What's
everyone.
up?
How
What's
are
up?
you doing?
Hopefully my voice is louder now. Now that we've learned how to bump up Discord volume.
Yeah. So today will be obvious. Will be a top 25 reaction to week four. As well, the pretty much the top five, as you can see, is not changed.
Well, Oregon and Oklahoma swapped.
Other than
Oregon jumped up to three. Oklahoma fell down to four after playing way too narrowly close at home with Nebraska.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean, of all teams, Nebraska really.
it's funny because our like powerhouses, Oregon or not Oregon, Oklahoma, Clemson, Ohio State, even Alabama, lost a little bit of confidence. Alabama probably lost the least amount of confidence points. With 3 minutes left to go in the game, Ohio State was only beating Tulsa by a touchdown. Clemson was near death experience against Georgia Tech, and then Oklahoma obviously very close with Nebraska. I think the one I least trust right now is Clemson. Because Georgia Tech, 14-8. You won by 6 points. You had to stop on fourth down and goal to win the game at home. I know there was lightning delay. But
And honestly, they almost blew it even after they got the stop. They
all you had to do was
fumbled
stop
in
60,
because they
67
fumbled it in
times.
the end zone. They were lucky enough to hop on top of it, and then they had to punt it back to GT because of the safety.
At least it was a safety on an actual touchdown. That would have been
Oh
really
yeah.
embarrassing. That
So
would really.
why would you even run the ball? And why would what the play calls is
Quarterback
so
sneak,
bad?
quarterback sneak, quarterback sneak. That's all you got to do. Which is hilarious because I was joking about how Clemson's going to come to the Carrier Dome and get upset by Syracuse. At this point, I don't know if that can happen. They almost Georgia Tech, who lost to Northern Illinois.
Who Michigan bombed 63-10.
Exactly. Not to mention, I'll get to Michigan later. But yeah, top five is honestly what it should be. Oregon should be higher than Oklahoma, and then Alabama and Georgia should be number one.
And then as we go further down, oh, there we go. And as we go further down, we got Penn State sitting in there at number six after that big win over Auburn. Definitely nice for them, I would say. I
They
mean,
should be. They should be. They should be number six. I don't think they're the sixth best team in the country, but right now, from a resume standpoint, they've gone into Camp Randall and won. Beat a pretty decent SEC team in Auburn at home, and then kicked the crap out of championship favorite Ball State. And they won by the exact record that I scored that I predicted. So I like Penn State right now. And they have me a perfect 6 points in the fantasy draft. So I like Penn State right now. But also, I mean, from a resume standpoint, they deserve to be top six for sure.
and then you got right behind them Texas A&M, which I mean they're without their starting quarterback. I still took them anyway because they're a great team in the fantasy draft. But A&M, I mean, we're gonna really see how good this team is as they go ahead and play number 16 Arkansas in the Southwest
Arkansas.
Classic.
At Arkansas, too.
Well, it's actually a
Or is
neutral
it
site.
neutral?
It's Texas A&M,
Oh.
or it's not Texas A&M. It's AT&T Stadium.
Oh, yeah. See, Texas A&M and Arkansas is always fun, though. No matter how bad Arkansas has been in the past couple of years, it's always been a fun game.
And
Something about
Cincinnati
that.
hangs number 8, even after that big win over Indiana. And they got a bigger game again coming up against Notre Dame next week. Very excited for that.
It just shows how not disrespected, but nobody cares about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not. I'm sorry, Bearcat fans. Like a bunch of these teams have 2 losses, but they move much higher than 8. I mean, they didn't jump over what's looked like a lackluster Texas A&M team after going on the road and beating Indiana. So I don't know, not much to say. And then of course are the two that are losing faith in right now. Clemson dropping all the way from 6 to 9. Ohio State, again, the game was much closer than the final score says. There was a pick six and then a touchdown. a touchdown and a pick six at the end of the game. But I mean, still a little scary against the Tulsa team who has not been backed up this year.
Has not won yet this year.
Yeah, they lost to Oklahoma State and UC Davis, embarrassing. Oklahoma State, not as embarrassing. UC Davis.
And then Oklahoma State, not embarrassing either. But yeah, again, not really any issues with this. Clemson and Ohio State just keep falling with their issues. Florida hung out at number 11 after putting up a fight with Alabama.
I think they should have jumped. I think Ohio State should have fallen. I mean, I know you can't. I know you can't jump a team from losing. Actually, no, I think it's happened before. I be a top 10 team. I the first quarter watch something. All these 3:30 games are blowouts. Let's just go back to this game, I guess. And it ended up being a really good game. And I think Florida was the better line. They won in the trenches. Florida's offensive line was better than Alabama's defensive line. And Florida's offensive line than Alabama's defensive line. I think Alabama has a lot of work to do in the trenches with their linemen. I mean, I still think Alabama's by far the greatest, best team in college football right now. But after that performance from Florida, I'm not so sure there's 100% the SEC's champion. But I mean, Florida pulling it off. I don't think it'll happen, but I can see it. I can see it now, whereas before this game against Alabama, I did not see Florida as a threat to Georgia.
But honestly, yeah, after seeing, I didn't see any of that Florida game against Alabama because my phone was having some weird problem that day. It really wasn't working well. But I think the biggest challenges, biggest obstacles really to Bama is Florida now. After watching them hang in close there, I think Florida can be if they were to beat Georgia. But I think really Bama's main competition is Georgia. I mean, their offense isn't the greatest in the world, but that defense is absolutely disgusting. It is nasty good and is very hard to score on them, which is Bama's specialty. They are Bama's more of an offensive team. I mean, they have a fine defense too, obviously, but Bama has a very good offense, and they're going to have to outduel that Georgia defense if they want to win that game, assuming the Bulldogs get to the SEC championship game. Honestly, I think that's your national championship because, I mean, Bama's a really good team, and so is Georgia. And I mean, nothing against Oregon or Oklahoma or any of those teams, but I haven't seen enough from either one of them to really show me that they can beat Bama whatsoever. Georgia has played very well, and of course, Florida did too. So I could definitely see them maybe beating Bama. Not as much Florida than Georgia, but I don't see really as of right now. I don't see anyone who can really challenge Bama outside the SEC. And then you got Notre Dame at number 12. They got their big game against Wisconsin at Soldier Field coming up here.
Pretty comfortable win against Purdue. I mean, they didn't Notre Dame isn't pulling people out anyway. That's probably the most comfortable I think Notre Dame fans have ever felt.
It's also a rivalry, so I'm sure they got a little more excited for that. All that jazz about the big old drum that couldn't get in the stadium and all that. It was weird, but
Ole Miss at number 13. Ole Miss looks pretty good. I mean, I know they haven't played the greatest teams just yet, but Louisville showed that they're a decent team by beating UCF. Tulane hung in there with Oklahoma. They blew the top off them. I'm telling you right now, I don't think Ole Miss is going to beat Alabama, but I'm pretty sure College Game Day is going there next week. I'd be shocked if College Game Day wasn't at Ole Miss, Alabama, unless there's some bigger game. I don't think they'll go to Michigan, Wisconsin. I think Ole Miss, Alabama is a better game.
Honestly, for Ole Miss, the entire Ole Miss team is so dependent on the offense because they have absolutely no defense. They're a textbook Big 12 team. They're an extreme Big 12 team with an extremely good offense and can just score as many points as they want and just have zero capability of stopping anybody. Now, yes, they held Tulane to less points than Oklahoma. Yeah, it's Oklahoma.
But I will say, I mean, Matt Corral looks really good. Thus in there, number 14, number 15, BYU jumping up after the huge win at home against ASU. All right. So that's on to 16 through 20. Arkansas jumping up to number 16 after a couple teams ahead of them lost. Coastal Carolina fell down one after surviving a scare against Buffalo. 13. Michigan up to number 19 after absolutely walloping 62 to 10. And then Michigan State after kicking the snot out of Miami.
Very impressive, honestly. I mean, not to interrupt you there, but I mean, as much as I hate Michigan State, that was very impressive. I mean, as much as you said, yes, Miami, Florida may not be the greatest team in the world, you're still playing on the road. You're still playing in a hostile environment. You're still playing at Hard Rock Stadium.
I
Miami,
wouldn't say
Florida.
hostile environment. Did you see that arena? There was like not even half capacity was filled with. It was sad. Miami fans, that was a sad show. You barely filled half of the stadium.
Either way, it's still a road game. You're still
Yeah.
playing at. You're not at Spartan Stadium. You're not in East Lansing. You're in Miami, Florida,
You're in
and
humid Miami.
and Miami, Florida isn't that bad of a team. I mean, they're not bad. Obviously, I think they're a fine overall team.
Definitely impressive.
Miami, Florida is definitely a decent overall team, and for Michigan State to go on the road and just smoke them like that, rather surprised to say the least. And of course, the Wolverines. It's nice to see them put up 63 on somebody and actually throw a touchdown pass.
A huge one. I mean, they had 63 and we weren't even done the third quarter. Like, what the frick? I'm not getting excited though. I'm not getting excited. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm not getting excited. My one friend who's a Michigan State fan was like, it's my thing as a Michigan State fan to get my hopes exponentially high and then have them crushed. I'm like, see, as a Michigan fan, I just don't let that happen anymore because I know what's going to happen later in the year. You can tell me all you want. Oh, Michigan's a 52% point, 52% chance to beat Ohio State. That's BS.
You know, funny thing about the.
You have 50% chance to win at Penn State. What? No, they're not.
Yeah, the ESPN Football Power Index. ESPN Football Power Index projects Michigan to win out in the regular season.
ESPN loves Michigan football, and that's why I hate being ranked. It's us, and then everybody laughs when we just go out and lose at home to Rutgers. That's not happening.
I mean, I'm not saying that Michigan's a bad team, but to say that we're going to win out this year is a little bit much.
Right now, from what I've seen from them, I think their floor is 8. I think realistically, 9-3. I think Ohio State's a loss. I think Penn State's a loss, and then you can choose between want us to lose at Michigan State and at Wisconsin. We lose one of them, whatever you want. Obviously, this team's first big test is 2 weeks from now when they go to Camp Randall. I mean, I don't know how great Wisconsin is, but it's still Camp Randall. I don't care. That's still your first real test of this season. You play thus far. I know I said Rutgers is going to be 6-6.
Well, it won't be a sleepwalk for sure. It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be more difficult than probably Northern Illinois, but it's a game that it's definitely another game where we can see how if Michigan is a good team. Wisconsin, like you said, yeah, will be Michigan's first real contest. They'll be like, okay, how good can they play on the road? Are they legitimate? Oh, they get blown out. Okay, no, they're not. I don't think they'll get blown out. Honestly, I think they have a good chance of winning, actually, after seeing Wisconsin this year. I want to see Wisconsin play Notre Dame because that'll be a big test for Wisconsin, even. I mean, they lost at home to Penn State, and Penn State has looked good, and Notre Dame has really not looked great. So I think that's a Wisconsin Notre Dame is going to be a really good game. I will be on vacation when that game is going on, so I
Couldn't be in town either for the Michigan Wisconsin game. I'm so upset.
I
Oh, wait.
I don't. Well, Notre Dame, Wisconsin. I'll be town for Notre Dame, Wisconsin. Oh, I'll be at work when that game happens. I'll just listen into it. Anyway, the last of the top 25 here, North Carolina still hanging out there at 21. I mean, North Carolina, decent overall team. They had drop problems against. Wow, I can't get the. Okay. They had drop problems against Virginia Tech, but they still hang out in number 21. How about Fresno State at number 22?
I mean, Jake Haener left everything on the line. He was playing that UCLA game injured. Just seeing him at the end of the game laying on the ground at the Rose Bowl, thinking, what the heck? UCLA in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and UCLA. I mean, what the heck?
That's pretty crazy. I mean, congrats to Fresno State. Then behind them, Auburn fell down one spot in 23. Makes sense they didn't drop out of the top 25 considering a bunch of teams. Four behind Fresno State. That's 11 spots.
Yeah. Well, Virginia Tech, I guess, technically.
Virginia Tech was technically 11-2 because they dropped out of the rankings. And then Kansas State for the first time this season at 25, which I will say, I don't think should be number 25. I think Virginia Tech should have fallen the rankings. Kansas State has a team, but I just don't know how long, how sustainable the quarterback is going to be. Out of them. It was a pretty good team. 3 teams that fell out. Virginia Tech fell from 15. Ranked after losing on the road. ASU after losing on the road to a good BYU team, and then after getting embarrassed at home to a pretty good Michigan State team. And again, I just want to say, Miami, Florida fans, I am so excited. That was depressing. I was like, what part? Everybody. I know it was a noon game, but oh my goodness. You won when you saved the cat, or week 2 when you saved the cat.
Against Appalachian State.
I guess
yeah, well, yeah, that's the top 25. No complaints really from, well, not really much complaints from either one of us. We'll see you on the next episode where me and Srbensky will be doing picks for week 4. Until then, adios, everyone.